Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope my camera can steady itself. I apologize about the AC every time. I'm in Florida, it's very hot. The AC is a must. My name is Barbara and I am a licensed Florida CNA, currently in my second semester of LPN school, and this is my journey. So today's video, I'm basically going to be talking about why I chose to become an LPN in 2022, instead of going straight to RN school. I'm going to give you my reasons, and that's all I can do. And also advice that I've gotten from other people that became LPNs before becoming RNs, and some of them are now, they have BSNs and even master's degrees. So if you're interested in this kind of video, please keep on watching. Okay, so my number one reason for becoming an LPN before becoming an RN is because I personally have ADHD, and school is not easy for me, and school is overwhelming for me. Having to go to school for 2 years versus 1 year felt overwhelming. That's my first reason, is the time. You can become an LPN in 12 months. Again, I live in Florida. Most of the programs are 12 months, full-time, right? So I knew for me that I can do that. I could handle going to school for 3 semesters, studying for boards, taking a breather, and then bridging. I know this because I earned an associate's degree previously, like several years ago, and it was 2 years. And the track that I had, I was able to keep the course because it was a short time. I took a break and attempted to earn a bachelor's in social work, and then my junior year, that did not work out for me. It was too much. My second reason is, this doesn't really matter because I started my program with 19-year-olds in my class, but I'm a non-traditional student. I'm in my early 30s, right? And I have to work to support myself. I don't really have familial support, so I have to work full-time and I have to go to school full-time. And an RN program is pretty heavy. Not saying an LPN program isn't, because I go to school 4 days a week, sometimes 5, depending on what semester you're in. So it's quite heavy, but I knew that I would be able to manage. And if you guys don't know, my school is inside of a hospital, and I also currently work at that hospital as a nurse extern. So it worked out great for me. I didn't plan it to be this way, but it worked out for me. So that's my second reason, because I'm a non-traditional student that would have to work full-time. I needed something that I could count down to and just get it over with. My third reason, which could have been first for some people, but for me, it's my third. Financially, it's cheaper. My LPN program, I think, is like 10 or 11,000, and I received the Pell Grant for like 6,000. The Pell Grant went into it, and the rest I'm paying out of pocket per semester. Very much doable for me, and the debt that I don't have to acquire is very appealing for someone like me. From my previous degree, my associates, and the 1 year I spent at university, I have $30,000 in student loan debt. I'm not ashamed of it. I didn't want to acquire any more. So when I bridge for my RN, God willing, in January or the spring of next year, I will also do that so I can afford it. I'll pay out of pocket and receive whatever Pell Grant if it's accepted, or tuition reimbursement if it applies. So for me, it was because I knew that I can do it and not acquire more debt. So those are my reasons for choosing LPN versus the RN program: the commitment, my personal life, and what I have to do for myself, and debt. I watch a lot of these videos, and a lot of people always say it's because they're not sure if they want to be nurses. They don't know if they're going to enjoy nursing. I personally started off as a home health aide at 21. I did that for 4 years. And then, as you guys know, my very first video on this channel is how I challenged the CNA test in the state of Florida, because I could not afford to go to a CNA training course. At the time, in 2018 or 2019, they were between $500 and up, and I couldn't afford it because I was out of work. And that's how I got into becoming a CNA. I got a hospital job right out of school. I worked on a med-surg floor overnight for 2.5 years, and that really helped shape the kind of CNA PCT that I became. And I also worked as a med tech. I have a video about how I became a med tech. So becoming a med tech exposed me to rehab and assisted living facilities, because before then I was in home health. I was in a hospital setting, and I now, as a med tech, went into the nursing home setting and the assisted living facility setting. And they're all so different, but I really had a very solid grasp on what RNs had to go through. And then as a med tech, what LPNs had to do in that role. Pre-COVID, there were no LPNs in the hospital, and post-COVID, you can literally Google LPN jobs inside of hospitals. So pre-COVID, a lot of nurses were like, LPNs were being phased out of the hospital setting, LPNs were not needed, etc., etc. And that's okay. That was true at the time. But since COVID, since travel nursing has become a thing, since nurses have unfortunately passed away, left the industry altogether, or retired out of it, they are now accepting LPNs in the ER, children's hospitals. I do my clinicals on the med-surg floor. There are about 4 LPNs on an oncology med-surg floor. Yes, they only do meds. Yes, they're also CNAs, so they're not even doing ADLs. They're mostly doing meds and wound care. I'm seeing this with my own eyes. I know for me, when I graduate in August, if the opportunity is available, I will be able to work in my women's unit as an LPN, probably in labor and delivery in the nursery. I know that's available to me. So if you're concerned about doing it and not being able to work in a hospital setting, if that's what you want, it's not true. I'm going to only speak for South Florida. I won't speak for wherever you're watching, because then that wouldn't be accurate or fair. But I know for a fact that despite what's been said for like 20 years, it's not true, unfortunately. And if it's something that you want to do, I say go ahead and do it. I actually know quite a few people that only did their LPN and they don't want to go further. They're just happy with, being that, or they already have a career. They have a career, and becoming a nurse is a second career. So I say all that to say it's still viable. You can still earn really good money. I don't even need to get into having experience in traveling and having experience in getting different certifications to earn more. let's say you choose to just go the LPN route and not bridge to do your RN. You can get an IV certification. You can get a wound care certification. You can get trach care experience. There's just so many ways you can maximize your income as a PN. I'm just saying, of course, I don't know a PN that doesn't want to bridge to become an RN, but I say that to say that it's possible to earn decent money. You can search here on YouTube and you will find plenty of LPNs that made $100,000 and up, whether it's through traveling, whether it's through only working agency, whether it's through working 2 jobs, starting their own rehab homes with other providers. Whatever it is, it's possible. It's up to you to determine what you do with your license, whatever license you're earning. So a lot of naysayers, or you'll meet other nurses and they're like, why are you doing that? Why don't you go straight into... I said, well, that's what's best for me right now. Because at the end of the day, some people may not feel like it's valuable or it's not necessary, but everyone fits in somewhere. And without LPNs, nursing homes wouldn't be able to function. Because yes, RNs work there, but majority of assisted living facilities and nursing homes are filled with LPNs. Prisons, just drug rehabs. Like, there's a place for everyone, and at your own pace and at your own time, I say go for it. Honestly, LPN school is kicking my ass. I could not have been in a 2-year program right now because I'm burnt out. I cannot freaking wait for... We have a break for 1 week. I can't wait for it, just so I can turn my brain off. And I'm counting down to graduation, just 4 months from now. Like, it's what my mental health can handle. Honest to God, it's a lot. No matter what level of nursing you're in, LPN, RN, your master's, it's so difficult. So much information to retain, so much information to digest and try to understand and rationalize. It's a lot. And I knew that doing it 1 year at a time in digestible bites was best for me. That's why I chose it. And also, it's kind of easier, depending on how your T-score is, how it's looking. It's easier to get into an LPN program than an RN program, because those programs' wait lists are usually a mile long, an entire mile. So that 1 to 2 semesters that year that you're sitting out being on the list, maybe you don't have the highest GPA, maybe you don't have like the perfect science course scores, etc., you could have become an LPN. I'm just saying. Like I said, I have an associate's degree, not an AS. So my previous degree, I have no sciences on it. I've taken A&P 1 and 2 with the lab, and I just need to take microbiology to successfully, in the state of Florida, take my boards. And while I'm trying to bridge or waiting to bridge, I will take chem, I will take everything else I need, which is very few classes, thank God, to go into the program. That's all I'm saying. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it was like insightful, understanding like of why one would become an LPN before an RN. I understand that maybe where you live, LPNs are in the hospital setting, but where I live, it's literally everywhere. Like, LPNs are being hired in hospital settings. Of course, the ER wants you to have IV certifications. No, you cannot push meds, but you know, they want you to be able to put one in. They want you, you know, like there's like always things you can buffer your, like boost up your LPN license with to make yourself more attractive to like agency, hospitals, and even rehab to nursing homes. Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling now, but those are the reasons I chose to become an LPN in 2022 and 2023. I hope that was helpful. If not, leave a comment below. Let me know what other kind of videos you guys would like to see. I will also link the Instagram page for this corresponding to this YouTube channel. If you guys have any questions, if you guys are interested in the school that I go to a school in South Florida. My school is in South Miami. Like I said, I'm not giving it out on YouTube for privacy reasons, but if you come to Instagram, I will 100% let you know what school it is, what you need to get in, etc., and how it's going for me. I have to come back and tell you guys how the semester's going, but yeah, I just want to throw this out there. Bye.